Hi, welcome back. We are on part 8 today. The last time we read, Lee was waiting for his dad to call. He was thinking back about all the times they had, the good times they had at the truck stop together, but he was waiting for his dad to call and he hadn't called after many days of waiting and waiting. Sunday, February 4th. Dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw, as I read this part, I forgot to tell you, we're focusing on perspective this week. I want you to think about how Lee's perspective changes here and why it changes. I also want you to think about how other characters will view this event. How will Lee's perspective of the event that I'm about to read to you will be different than Mom's perspective and Dad's perspective. We are getting to the best part of the book called The Turning Point, and you're going to hear it. So listen for that as well, okay? All right, dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw, I hate my father. Mom is usually home on Sunday, but this week there was a big golf tournament, which means rich people have parties. So she had to go squirt deviled crab into about 1,000,000 little cream puff shells. Mom never worries about meeting the rent when there is a big golf tournament. I was all alone in the house and it was raining. I didn't have anything to read. I was supposed to scrub off some of the mildew on the bathroom walls with some stinky stuff, but I didn't because I was mad at Mom for divorcing Dad. I feel that way sometimes, which makes me feel awful because I know how hard she has to work and try and go to school too. I kept looking at the telephone until I couldn't stand it any longer. I picked up the receiver and dialed Dad's number over in Bakersfield. I even remembered to dial the 1 first because it was a long distance. All I wanted was to hear the phone ringing in Dad's trailer, which wouldn't cost Mom anything because nobody would answer. Except Dad answered. I almost hung up. He wasn't off in some other state. He was in his trailer, and he hadn't phoned me. You promised to phone me this week and you didn't, I said. I felt like I had to talk to him. Take it easy, kid, he said. I just didn't get around to it. I was going to call you this evening. The week isn't over yet. I thought about this. Something on your mind? He asked. I didn't know what to say, so I said, my lunch. Somebody steals the good stuff out of my lunch. Find him and punch him in the nose, said Dad. I could tell he didn't think my lunch was that important. I hoped you would call, I said. I waited and I waited. Then I was sorry I said it. I have some pride left. There was heavy snow in the mountains, he said. I had to chain up on Highway 80 and I lost time. From my map book, I knew Highway 80 crosses the Sierra. I also know about putting chains on trucks. When the snow is heavy, truckers have to put chains on the drive wheels, all 8 of them. Putting chains on 8 big tires in the snow is no fun. I felt a little better. How's Bandit? I asked, as long as we were talking. There was a funny silence. For a minute, I thought the line was dead. Then I knew something must have happened to my dog. How's Bandit? I asked again, louder in case Dad might have lost some of the hearing in his left ear from all the wind gushing by. Well, kid, he began. My name is Lee, I almost yelled. I'm not just some kid you met on the street. Keep your shirt on, Lee. When I had to stop along with some other truckers to put on chains, I let Bandit out of the cab. I thought he would be right back in because it was snowing so hard, but after I chained up, he wasn't in the cab. Did you leave the door open for him? I asked. Big pause. I could have sworn I did, he said, which meant he didn't. Then he said, I whistled and whistled, but Bandit didn't come. Couldn't wait any longer because the highway patrol was talking about closing Highway 80. I couldn't get stranded up there in the mountains when I had a deadline for delivering a load of TV sets to a dealer in Denver. I had to leave. I'm sorry, kid. Lee, but that's just the way it is. You left Bandit to freeze to death? I was crying from anger. How could he? Bandit knows how to take care of himself, said Dad. I bet dollars to donuts he jumped into another truck that was leaving. I wiped my nose on my sleeve. Why would a driver let him in? I asked. Because he thought Bandit was lost, said Dad, and he had to get on with his load before the highway closed, same as I did. He couldn't leave a dog to freeze. What about your CB radio? I asked. Did you send out a call? Sure I did, but I didn't get any answer. Mountain's cutting down on reception, Dad told me. I was about to say I understood, but here comes the bad part, the really bad part. I heard a boy's voice say, Hey Bill, Mom wants to know when we're going to get pizza. I felt as if my insides were falling out. I hung up. I didn't want to hear any more. When Mom had to pay for the phone call, I didn't want to hear any more at all. To be continued. And we're going to stop right there. Wow.